All right. I'm Corporal Jose Mendez, Josemendez, and I'm with the Austin Police Department Public Information Office. So at approximately 8:10 this morning, APD officers responded to the 2500 block of Collins Street in reference to a gun urgent call. For reference, that's near the intersection of Menchaca Road and West William Cannon Drive here in Southwest Austin. We had a report of a male subject brandishing an assault rifle in the area, and it was reported that the male pointed the firearm at someone. When APD officers arrived on scene, they were able to get a description of the male, and it was discovered that the male was wearing body armor and was carrying an assault rifle. At approximately 8:30 a.m., officers observed the subject in his backyard, and he later retreated back inside his residence. At that time, APD SWAT notified and eventually responded to the scene. A reverse 911 call was sent to local residents advising them to shelter in place, and a local elementary school was placed on lockdown out of precaution. At approximately 10:08 a.m., SWAT made their approach towards the residence, and a short time later, the male exited the residence with his hands up, and this incident has ended peacefully. With help from APD Patrol, APD SWAT, the APD bomb team, hostage negotiators, our drone team, DPS, Travis County SWAT, Travis County Constables, AISD, AFD, and EMS, the suspect in this case is currently in custody and is currently facing the charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is a felony. Other charges are pending at the moment. Detectives are on scene investigating this incident and are currently in the process of obtaining a search warrant for that residence. Based on some of the information that was provided to me, this incident appeared to be the result of a dispute between neighbors. This does appear to be an isolated incident with no further threat to the public. The shelter in place has been lifted and the school has resumed normal activities. So just to reiterate, we have a male subject in his 50s in custody after pointing a firearm at a neighboring resident. That individual has been transported to the Travis County Jail on the charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And again, other charges are pending. No injuries have been reported, and this incident has been resolved peacefully. The shelter in place, like I said, has been lifted, and law enforcement is in the process of opening those roadways shortly. I'll take any questions that you might have.
Do we know what type of dispute potentially it could have been?
I don't know the specifics regarding the dispute. All I know is there was a dispute between adjoining neighbors.
And when they were, you said that he pointed the gun at someone, is that correct? Was someone in a home? Like in a window or something like that?
I don't have knowledge of it, but at some point a firearm was pointed at somebody, either through a home or if that subject was outside, I'm not sure.
Is the firearm loaded?
That I don't know.
This guy lives in the neighborhood, obviously?
Correct. He does live in the neighborhood. Now,
The report indicated that there was an assault rifle. Did you verify that it was an assault rifle?
I don't have the specifics pertaining to the actual gun. However, all I know is that it was an assault style rifle. That's all I have right now.
Do you guys have the weapon now?
Like I said, we're currently obtaining a search warrant for the residence, so we're in the process of collecting any evidence that was involved in this incident.
Ballpark, how long did this take? Like an hour, this whole process?
So the call initially came in at 8:10 this morning, and it's currently 8:30. So we're looking at about that time frame.
Okay, 8:10 to 8:30, so like
8:10 this morning, the call was initiated, and then right now being about 8:30 a.m. I'm sorry, 11:30 a.m. Sorry.
This finished a while ago, though, right? I mean, was it done around 10:30ish, or what time would you say?
It was done probably around 10:45. Like I said, the investigation is ongoing, and they're trying to get that search warrant for the residents. So law enforcement will be out there for a while, but we're working on getting those roadways open.
Have the suspect had any previous run-ins with
From my knowledge, there was one incident back in May of 2023 involving this subject, and it did involve a firearm, but I don't know the specifics of that incident.
I apologize, Corporal, you may have said it. Potential charges, or what are the charges?
Right now, it's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but like I said, more charges could be forthcoming.
No shots were fired.
No shots were fired. Nobody was injured. It did end peacefully.
Do you speak Spanish?
I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately.
Thanks for the name, I saw.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Dupree here in the KXAN live studio. Thanks for joining us for this live stream. As we've heard from one of the officers there working on the situation that has now resolved itself in South Austin. Police, and they responded this morning to the report of a man with wearing body armor and a possible assault-style rifle. And this resulted in SWAT going to that neighborhood, and a reverse 911 call shared with the neighbors in that area, telling them to shelter in place, and a school nearby going into lockdown. What they said is that this was a dispute between two neighbors, and the suspect, who has now been arrested, allegedly pointed his gun at his neighbor. The charge that this suspect is facing right now is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. However, the officer noted just a moment ago that additional charges could be pending. The area in that neighborhood should be clearing up here relatively soon. Police are working to secure a search warrant to go into that house and continue their investigation. So just note that there may be law enforcement vehicles around that area if you live there in South Austin. This is the situation that's underway. However, that shelter-in-place order has been lifted, and the school that's nearby there has also been allowed to go back to normal operations. So good news to share in those regards. More details about this investigation are available at our website. We will work with police to try to get some additional information, possibly about that suspect's name. So stay with us on KXAN.com for those updates. Once again, I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN live studio. Thank you all for watching here this afternoon. We appreciate that. We will see you back here at another time. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.